Hi, my name's Graham Parker and this is the Hoof GP YouTube channel. In this video, I'm going to show you guys exactly how, when and why to apply and remove high heels from a cow's foot or a therapeutic block. So stick around, enjoy the video and give this one a thumbs up. First things first then, let's get some cows in. Come on, Bet. Come on. Go. Go on. That's a girl. Go. Go. Because this is on the white line and this claw is quite large compared to this one, trimming alone will not get the weight off here. So we're going to go ahead, prepare this and get a block put on here to lift this claw completely off the ground. So we need to go ahead, clean this up, get all the dirt off it and make it completely flat, or as flat as possible. So now that we've got it nice and flat, the next job is to warm up the foot down here, make sure that there's no dampness or oil residue or anything on the foot so the block can properly be applied. And then once we've done that, we go ahead and we actually heat up this orange block because there's an oil residue on this, which is a releasing agent to get it out of the mold when they're made. So we need to heat it up, which will help the glue set, but also burn off that oil residue, otherwise the glue won't stick to this at all. Now, a lot of people actually apply the glue directly to the block and then put it on, but I choose to put the glue on the foot first, because that way I can be more particular and more precise as to where I want it. Obviously, all blocks are the same, but all feet are different. Put a good dollop of glue all the way down there, and then there's a void at the heel there, so we're going to put a bit more in there and a bit more in this modelled out area. And then straight away the block needs to be applied and kind of squidged about. But now if you come around the back here, you'll see there's a void here. Now it is really important to fill that void with glue. Because if you don't fill that, obviously there's a void under here, and every time the cow steps on it, that block is going to be flexing and want to flip off. So by putting that under here, we're supporting the back of the hoof, so there should be no flex, and this block should stay on for an awful long time. This block's been on about 20 seconds. The glue is starting to set, but still tacky. As you can see, it's sticking to my finger, so clearly that's not long enough. You need to leave it a good 3 minutes. I know it'll go hard on the outside, but the inside is what matters. So the reason I put this plastic block on is because this white line has been affected, and this outer wall horn here takes a lot longer to regrow than the base or the sole of the foot. So this will last much longer than a wooden block, and the idea is that because it lasts longer, this should have fully regrown by the time we come to take this off. It can be super important to pick the right block, because if you put a wooden block on something that needs revisited again, then all you're going to do is spend extra time or waste time putting on more and more blocks just to get the same effect as one TP block or one of these orange rubber blocks. The other thing as well is if you put a wooden one on and it wears out, then it's less likely to get picked up and a block reapplied than say just putting a TP block on one time, and it'll stay on for a couple of months, and in that time the cow's got sufficient time to heal, whereas you might have had to replace a wooden block 2 or 3 times. But there is a place for a wooden block to be used. So here's a perfect demonstration of when you would use a wooden block rather than a rubber block. So this cow has a very slight problem here in her white line, but as you can see, it's not that severe. I've managed to remove it all with the grinder and the knife. But if I don't put a block on here, this white line will start to separate and she'll continue to have a problem. But if I was to put a rubber one on here, it would stay on too long, and then we would need to bring the cow back in just to remove the rubber block. So by putting this wooden block on here, we lift this up off the ground, make sure that this white line doesn't continue to crack, and the wooden one will wear out by itself, and she won't need to be revisited because this will be fixed with this one simple trim. So by using the wooden block on this cow here, we won't need to revisit the cow, we won't need to put a new block on, and the farmer will save money because he won't have to have her trimmed again. Just while I'm waiting on that block to dry, what other YouTubers in agriculture do you guys watch, or even not in agriculture? I just went to drink Mountain Dew and thought of 10th generation dairyman. So Eric Weaver, I think his name is. Guys, fire over to 10th generation dairyman and shout out in the comments, the Hoof GP sent me, just to say hello from me. I really like his channel because he shows you the ins and outs of loads of different aspects of dairy farming. So like I say, fire across. Also Sask Dutch Kid, his videos are really good. I love how he produces them, and his drone work especially. Hey, calm down. Sask Dutch Kid, fire across and look at his channel. And again, the Hoof GP sent me in the comments. He was farming the other day in minus 30 degrees C in Canada. Minus 30 degrees C. That's cold. Next, please. They'll never come when you shout next. They should though. Go on, good girl. On you go. Next. No eye protection, guys, today. I forgot it. Sorry. My bad. And here's another one, guys, that has a little problem here. So she's got a slight little ulcer here, but we've modelled it out loads. So there's a big dish there, and all of the weight bearing surface here is still intact. We've left this as high as we can, so there'll be no weight on this actual problem. She's also got a growth in here, which is called a tyloma or a granuloma. There's a few different names for it, hyperplasia. And basically this growth, we don't want to cut it out, we just want to make sure it doesn't get hurt or injured at all. So modelling out this area here really helps to make sure that this doesn't get stood on or squashed or hurt in any way. So she shouldn't go lame from that. So she doesn't need a block, and she's good to go. Now obviously there is no need to apply a block here because we've taken all of the weight off this little crack here, so that crack will not progress any further up into the white line. So here's the perfect example of when you wouldn't really need a block, despite her being quite lame. You see how high this is compared to here, so it's working as a natural block. So as you can see, this cow has already got a block on. She's got a bad ulcer there. It wasn't me that trimmed her because these cows were actually bought in. This block will not last long enough to cure that ulcer. Golden shower, anybody? This block will not last long enough for that ulcer to cure. So what we're going to do is remove that block and apply a plastic one. So there are two ways to remove a block. There's the obvious, you can grind it down. Which would only take a couple of seconds. But if you guys don't have a grinder, then you can use a pair of vice grips or pliers like this. And not vice grips, are they? Pliers, adjustable ones. Just grip the block and rotate it round. And again. And there you go, the whole block has come off. Easy as that. This white glue is actually a sample of some glue that somebody sent me a few months ago, but I really don't like it. It takes too long to set, it's too runny so it runs off the hoof, and yeah, I just don't like it compared to hoof tight. Plus you have to hold them in place for a wee while you don't have to do that with hoof tight at all. As you can see, this ulcer is actually bleeding already. I've not touched it, I've just went round the outside. But what we're going to do is we're going to debride it. So that means take away all these little sharp edges and thin out the edges so that it's not constantly being aggravated by the surrounding horn. Whoever trimmed it hasn't taken anything like enough horn away from round about here. I can say that because I don't know who it was that trimmed it. I would fully expect this ulcer to completely heal now. I don't see any reason for it not to. Even this side, this is quite high here, so there's not much weight on it anyway. And then once it's on the ground, this block's going to take the full weight almost, well not the full weight, probably 80% of our weight on here, and allow this to heal unimpaired. Unimpaired, that's a good word, isn't it? Paired. Some people call this foot pairing or hoof pairing because you're trying to make sure that both claws are the same. Obviously that's if there's no problem. See, he has an ulcer here. Now you see, I can see straight away that this is much smaller than this. So straight away he's definitely gonna need a block. So we'll get it on as quickly as we can so it's got as much time as possible to set. So here's another good reason to use a wooden block over a plastic one in this case. See all the bruising on this foot? There is some pigmentation there, but there's also a lot of bruising. So if we left a block on there and he didn't get re-seen, that bruising would turn into an ulcer. Also, this is an ulcer on here. So I'm pretty sure it'll be easily fixed with 1 or 2 trims. He will need revisited, but we need to make sure that he gets revisited. And if we put a plastic block on there, he might end up just slipping by because he's going okay, but then the plastic block would end up doing damage itself because of the too much pressure on this already bruised claw. Every day's a school day, isn't it? And I'm back to proper glue. That, guys, brings us to the end of another video. I hope you guys have enjoyed this, and I really hope that this has brought some new information and some new understanding into the world of blocks and cow's feet. As always, guys, thank you very, very much for your support, and thank you for subscribing so many times. And again, smash that subscribe button if you like the video. Hope to see you very, very soon again. Thanks again, guys. Bye!